Hello everybody, it's Kat. I'm finally recording my giving you advice training video. This is crazy. I literally put this form out months ago and I'm just now recording it. I've been putting it off because I've been trying to get more responses, and so we have 16 responses. We're gonna go through all of them most likely. So I'm just gonna do some training and you guys can train as well. Sorry, I need to turn off the snow. It bothers me. Even though I'm going to the freaking winter village anyway. This is the last week of the winter village. Happy New Year. Recording this on the 3rd of January. So
hopefully I get out soon.
So our first question is, do you know if the chicken came first or if it was the egg? I'm gonna be honest, I've heard this a million times and I've heard both answers and I honestly have no idea. Let's ask Siri. Hey Siri, did the chicken or the egg come first? She didn't answer it. Hey Siri. Hey Siri, did the chicken or the egg come first? Why is she not answering? What the heck? Did she not answer that question?
Hey Siri, are you listening?
I respect your privacy and only listen when you're talking to me. You can learn about— Wait, I am talking to you. What the—
Siri, why aren't you listening to me?
Okay, I have a question. Can you answer my question? Okay, she doesn't want to answer my question, so I guess we'll never know. How to get Jorvik shillings fast. So for getting Jorvik shillings fast, I would say doing your dailies, like the chores, races. I know it's pretty basic, but that's what I do. Another thing, if you're a star rider, collecting fireflies. I know it can be kind of tedious, but just getting like a full stack can get you to level up. I mean, get you more shillings. I don't know why I said level up. But also if you're still leveling up the area to get more firefly things, I forget what that area is called, like to unlock more of the rune stones, I think. You can get a lot of shillings and like character XP and horse XP from that as well. I've already finished leveling all that up, so I can't really get anything else, but when I collect the fireflies, I think I get 2 light for every firefly, so that helps me gain shillings quicker, because then I only have to collect 5,000 fireflies to get a full stack, and then I can spend it on clothes and such. Right now I have 3,000 shillings and 5,000 light. I haven't been playing SSO as consistently as I was before. I had like a ton of stuff going on for the holidays, so I've just been like out of it, but just going on every day, even just for like 30 minutes to just do dailies and some races, is a pretty good way to get shillings. I need advice with how to help myself feel better. I'm not really sure what you mean, because it's very vague, but just if you're just feeling sad or something, the best thing you can do, watch your favorite show, comfort show, do things that make you happy. Like maybe if you like drawing, draw a picture, maybe play your favorite game. If you like playing, I know I've shared this forum kind of everywhere. If you like playing Star Stable, hop on Star Stable for a little bit. If you like playing other games, do that. Honestly, anything. If you really like music, maybe listen to like more upbeat music to put you in a better mood. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say since I don't really know what you're upset about. Okay, this next one's kind of long, so hopefully I don't mess up. Hi, I need some advice. It's about a girl who was really mean and she bullied me in primary school. Now I am in year 9 and she hasn't been at my high school, and I have exams coming up, and I have been— sorry. And I have been really stressed, and put on top of that stress, I found out that next year in year 11 she's transferring to my school, and I've been very stressed about her bullying me again. So do you have any advice for this? It's hard to say because I know people can change, obviously, but people can also stay the same. I mean, I know you guys haven't been going to the same school since then, but if she bullied you back then, she might not bully you now. I would try to focus hard on your exams, and if she does bully you, that's always something that you can like report to the school, that they should be taking seriously if somebody's bullying you. So that should help you get at ease. I mean, she might get more angry about it, but if she starts reaching out to you like outside of school, like say like on social media or something, like don't be afraid to block her. I've had to do that for people that I knew in real life, and yeah, it sucks, but it's the best way to get people to kind of leave you alone in your personal life, at least. But yeah, I mean, she might not even bully you at all. That's like something that you could keep in mind, because it's been so long, and maybe she even forgot who you are. Honestly, you never know. I mean, maybe that's not something that you want to think about, but maybe she forgot. Somebody said, honestly, wanting to get on the game SSO more because I love playing, meeting new people, but sometimes it's hard to find time. Sorry if that's a bit hard. LOL, love your vids. Thank you so much. I mean, you don't have to be on the game all the time. On my days off, I like to play a lot, but I mean, I don't necessarily need to be playing all day on my days off. But it's why is this video's like hard for me to record? Like I thought it would be fun and I'm like struggling. Okay, I would maybe put some time aside to play. Like say maybe usually you'd be doing something else. Then instead you could be playing SSO. Like only if it's like something that wasn't like that important. Because obviously if it's like you had something important to do, you shouldn't not do it just for SSO. Like make sure you're putting like your priorities first. But say usually you watch TV or something for like 30 minutes to an hour, like in the morning or in the afternoon or whenever you plan to want to play SSO. Like I don't know if you work or if you go to school, but say you do that stuff like before, after school, like every day. Maybe instead of doing that, you could hop on SSO for a little bit, do your dailies. I know it can be easy to get burnt out of SSO. For me, like I have no quests right now. I basically, what I do is I just train and it can be kind of boring. I'll train or I'll grind light for shillings and you know, that can get very draining and boring and I'll want to play something else or do something else. So I suggest playing SSO in like smaller amounts if you're at that point. But if you're like a newer player or a player with like a bunch of quests, maybe you still need to get more reputation. I know I do in some areas that I'm just kind of like slacking off. But if you have like a ton of reputation, a ton of quests, maybe like you could choose like, okay, today I'm gonna do these quests and then tomorrow I'm gonna do this reputation, so that at least it's something different. And you know, obviously don't like overload it if you don't have like a lot of time to play, but maybe be like, today I'll work on like my fishing reputation and training my horse a little bit or something like that, you know? Especially if you don't have a lot of time. Like today I actually do work, not for a couple hours, but you know, I wanted to record a quick video and this will probably be the only time that I play SSO today. So you know, I just wanted to be able to do something where at least I'm being productive. I'm, you know, recording for myself and I'm also, you know, getting some training in. So it kind of is a win-win for me at least. Do you know what 2 + 2 is? I think the answer is fish. Yes, obviously the answer is fish, of course. Okay, next question. God, I keep forgetting where the races are. My bad, guys. So this person said, how to save star coins. I cannot for the life of me, and I buy everything I find that I like. It sucks because I cannot buy star coins due to having other things I need to pay for. Any tip? For me, saving star coins is kind of easy. Just because I try to really save them only for horses I like, or if I knew new horses are coming out, I want to make sure that I have enough star coins to be able to at least buy one horse of like a new breed, or a new like coat variation. I also really try to buy horses like only if they're at the bazaar. I mean, I do like to buy new horses that come out, obviously, like I just said, but I try to make sure I'm also buying like the bazaar horses. And you know, I try not to buy horses. Like I'll do like a buying horse video if I'm like able to get star coins, which I have recorded like 2 months ago and still need to edit. But I really try not to do that, like especially if the horses end up at the bazaar and I just bought them for full price. So I try not to go back and buy horses that have already came out unless it's like at Marley's and they're like already very discounted, just because it's not worth it. It's not worth it to pay full price when they could be at the bazaar. But I know when it's a newer horse, everybody's like riding them and everybody wants them, and like that's the only time that I don't mind buying the horse full price, because it'll probably be a while before that breed ends up at the bazaar, especially if it's a horse that like I really want. But like I showed recently, I showed my inventory, I have almost 4k right now. I did buy star coins. I'm trying to think when I bought them. I think during Black Friday. So I did buy them sort of recently, but I've been able to save them pretty well because I just haven't really felt the need to use them. I bought some horses during the bazaar recently, but that was pretty much it. I don't know, I just don't feel, I mean, with clothes, I've tried to not use star coins like at all. I buy all my clothes with shillings for the most part, unless it's like a star coin only item and I really want it, then I'll do it. But usually I buy everything with shillings just because it's easy for me to farm light if I need to, and sometimes I'll even do like the archaeology as well to get some more shillings if I want, like, you know, a different variety of way of getting shillings. So that's another way. A lot of YouTubers have made videos like that, like Coco Rosewater. I watch her, I'm in her server. Like, she's done videos about how to save shillings, and she talks about how she pretty much like only buys stuff with shillings, and I think that's like the way to go. Obviously you can't do that with horses, so the best best way to save your star coins is to not buy clothes and tack with star coins for sure, because it seems like a little amount, but then it adds up. And if you want to get new horse breeds or horses at the bazaar, then you don't have any star coins because you spent it on clothes and tack, which you could have bought with shillings most likely. So I know this has been a very long answer, but basically just buy what you can with shillings so you can save your star coins. There you go. How to level up my character. So if you are like a lower level, the best way to do it is through quests. If you have Star Rider, I would recommend, again, doing like the runestone stuff and the firefly things and everything, because that'll help you get XP if you're not fully maxed in that Valedale area. I can't think of what it's called. I'll put a picture on the screen so you guys know what I'm talking about when I'm editing. But another way you can level up your character if you've done like all your quests and everything is, I think it's with Josh at Starshine Ranch. It's like only 5 or 10 character XP, but you can do it every day. Obviously that's gonna take a while to level up your character, especially if you're like me. I would need to do that so much to be able to get to level 24, but you know, it's just another thing you can do. I mean, leveling up your character isn't that important. It is for like, I know people want to like be faster on their horse and stuff, but I think once you reach like a certain level, it like doesn't make you like any faster, if I'm remembering correctly. So try not to worry too much about your character level, because you know, just have fun, you know. Don't feel like you have to force yourself to like do quests and stuff just because you want to get like the highest level in the game. Like, it's not worth it. Just focus on what you want to do, and leveling up should just be part of the experience. This next one says, I started to notice that I developed fear in college, not from socializing, but in fear of failing my classes, as it's different from high school when it comes to learning. How should I deal with it in the sense of looking forward instead of running away? So I am currently taking a gap year, but I've gotten my associate, so I do have college experience, and it was definitely very tricky. I did my college completely online, so I don't know if you were talking about socializing, so I'm assuming you're going in person, and obviously I'm gonna have a different experience than you. But the classes were definitely scary because I didn't have really other people to go to besides like my teachers, and that was like if they replied when I needed them to, and some teachers weren't as helpful as others, so I kind of felt like stuck as well. Like there was like, I think it was my statistics class, I was really scared because I just feel like I felt like I wasn't good at it. I was like, oh my god, I'm doing so bad. I don't understand it. I don't understand like what the teacher's telling me, but I still kept doing everything. I kept going because I was like, I can't fail. Like if I want this career path, like I have to keep trying even if it's difficult and it sucks. So you just have to keep in mind like what your goals are for college. Like whatever career you want to go down, whatever it is that you're working for is what you need to focus on. Because for me, I want to be a social worker. So when I was in school, I'm like, well, if I want to become a social worker, I have to, you know, pass my classes in order to get my associate's degree, because I need that. And yeah, I want to get my bachelor's as well. So I have to, when I go back to school, be, you know, make sure I'm my best self, and that even if the classes are hard, make sure I'm reaching out for help. And even if I'm not like doing bad in the class, just knowing that like, oh, if I'm getting like A's and B's, like I'm doing well, and I shouldn't like be worrying about failing, but not be too confident where I'm like, oh, I don't need to study because I'm doing so well. Like don't turn into like that kind of person, but just know like, oh, I'm doing well consistently, so I should continue like these study habits and stuff like that. Is that helpful? I don't know, I feel like I kind of just like keep rambling and just repeating myself, but I hope that's helpful. This person said, Twitter followers, building a Twitter community, where can I post anime and get engagements? I don't use Twitter. I used to for my other YouTube channel, like to promote my stuff, but then I stopped because I was like, I really just don't care about this platform at all. I know a lot of people are finding like alternatives for Twitter, so I mean, Twitter is still really popular. I'm not gonna say like, oh, since people are finding like replacements for it, it's like getting less popular. I still feel like it's really popular because you always see people posting tweets on like different social medias. But about building a community, I genuinely have no idea. I've really, the only ways I built a community is on YouTube and Instagram. When I was like, I don't know, like 12 or 13, I had like an Instagram that ended up getting like almost 2,000 followers. So I had like friends in a community and stuff. And I just posted like every day. I'm pretty sure sometimes I would post like a couple times a day. And with YouTube, kind of like the same thing. I feel like it's hard for me to say because Twitter's different, but at least with YouTube, it's like you want to post consistently. You don't, I think think on any social media, honestly, you just don't want to like completely disappear. But I feel like on places like Twitter, you have to post more than you would like on YouTube, just so people are like able to get that engagement. Do you understand what I mean? I feel like I'm kind of just like rambling on, but yeah, I hope that helps. I don't know. I use Threads. I've been using Threads, and I have like 20 followers, and pretty much none of my posts get any engagement, but I just post because like I don't care. Like I just post whatever, and whatever makes me happy. And I think if you post whatever makes you happy, whatever like you enjoy posting, should be fine, and people will find you and they'll be interested eventually, you know? It's kind of like that on every platform. Okay, I'm done rambling about that now. Do you know how long it takes to cook chicken nuggets? I think it depends on, you know, the brand and, you know, the amount. So I just read the bag or the box that they're in, you know. I'm just gonna be very honest. Probably just, you know, go look at the box. I know it's been a while since you probably inserted that question, but hopefully you still have the box or the bag. Hopefully you're still waiting for my answer. You still have. Okay. Getting on SSO more and finding time to actually play, because I want to play more and meet new people, but I can't find time. Okay, I think this person just submitted their thing twice and maybe forgot. So, you know, just, you know, scroll back the video a little bit. Advice for someone going to college soon, like dorms, classes, buying books. Okay, like I said earlier, I did not go to college in person. My books were all entirely online. I never had a dorm. My classes were online. My classes were like not even like there was no Zoom calls at all. Everything was pretty much what's the word, asynchronous, I think. Like you would do everything on your own. there was no calls. You really, like, I could get away with like not talking to my teachers at all. Like you didn't need to. Like that's how much that it was just like everything was on your own, and I really liked that, honestly. I did. But obviously that's different than in person, and I might go to an in-person college. I don't know yet, but yeah, I can't really give advice on that. All I could say with classes, which again is different because you're in an in-person setting, is, you know, just make sure you're focusing, make sure you're studying, taking notes, you know, the basics. College is different from high school. I would say it's almost easier than high school because you're most likely taking classes that you are going to enjoy rather than, you know, classes that you're kind of forced to take because your teachers are like, oh, you're gonna have to know how to do this for your whole life, like geometry.
Oh no, oh my god, there's a triangle outside. I have to go figure out if it's a real triangle or not. Like,
no, I freaking don't. I don't need to know that. I'm not going to be a mathematician when I grow up, okay? I'm not going to be a geometry teacher when I grow up, okay? Okay. Like, that's, no. Maybe you're gonna be a mathematician, I don't know. But I like that college is like, you do have some classes that you have to take, but you also have classes that, you know, you're actually interested in. Like, since I went down the social work path, I obviously enjoyed classes that had to do with social work. I had classes about psychology, which I also really like psychology. So I was like, wow, I'm actually like enjoying these classes because it's topics that I enjoy. And then I had other classes like statistics that I hated and I just wanted to drop out of, but I couldn't because I had to take it. So, you know, just try to focus focus on all of your classes equally. But if you notice that you're struggling in a certain class and you're excelling in another class, maybe study a little more on the one you're struggling in, and maybe you can hold back a little bit in the one that you're doing well in. Obviously, only if that works for you, of course. If you need to study just as much, you know, maybe you need to put more time aside for the one that you're struggling in, you know? I don't know, I'm just rambling. Okay. Would you like to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? I've watched JoJo's. I'm just not a fan of it. I watched the first 2 parts and then I started part 3 and I really didn't care about it. Also, how's this advice? This is just asking me a question. Personally, I didn't care for it. I know it's very popular, so, you know, if you're really into like adventure and I don't know, maybe you'd like it if you guys like anime. I love anime. I go to conventions and stuff. I'm a nerd. Okay. How do you make training fun / enjoyable or like not completely boring and repetitive? So usually when I train, I'm like watching something or I'm listening to music. I know a lot of people say like, oh, listen to music. Maybe even listen to a podcast. I'm not really a podcast person, but I know a lot of people love podcasts. Recently I've been listening to more audiobooks. That was never really a thing I did, and now I'll be like, oh, I'll listen like to my audiobook while I train, and that's pretty cool. I feel like I was never into like nonfiction, and now I've gotten really into like true crime, so I'll listen to like true crime audiobooks. And I feel like the most popular audiobook site or whatever is Audible, and if you have a library card at your local library, they might have like online places for you to like quote unquote check out books or audiobooks or even like watch TV shows and stuff. So I'd reach out to your local library if you're into that, or if you are maybe younger and can't afford, you know, to pay for like a subscription, or if your parents don't have any, you know, because I use Hoopla, which is like with my library, and you can like check out, I don't understand how it works because it's like you check out the audiobook and then you have to return it, and I'm like, but it's online. I don't know, I don't understand it. But you know, you can check out audiobooks, you can check out different shows and movies and ebooks, and you know, it has like a good variety. So I definitely recommend that as things to do when you train. I have 2 monitors, so I have my other monitor is like really tiny, but I'll put like a TV show on, or like a movie, or like I said, like an audiobook, so I have like some other form of like entertainment while I train, you know, just like keeps me going, keeps me, you know, excited. I've been watching like, guys, I'm 21. I've been watching Bluey recently. I don't even have any kids.
But it's good. Like, it's genuinely a cute show. Some of the episodes are genuinely heartwarming, so, you know, maybe watch Bluey while you train.
Because it's very, very cute. Alright, this is the final one that was submitted. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Why am I going this way? What am I doing? Okay, you know, I'll read the final one when I actually get to the race over here. Alright. Last race, probably. Last question. So I have social anxiety and I'm an introvert, but my quote-unquote friends are the ones who make my day worse. Even when I do something for laughs, they just complain. There's only one that plays with me and soothes my mood. What do you think I should do? So this is difficult. Obviously, my first thought is like, oh, maybe like you should drop them, like stop being friends with them. But I know that's obviously easier said than done. I don't know if you go to school with them or like how you know them necessarily. If they're like online friends, I mean, I wouldn't say you should block them. Unless it's like to a point that they're like bullying or harassing you, of course, then definitely you should block or report them. But I would just, you know, if you realize they're not your true friends, sometimes you just have to drop people. And I know that it's hard. When I was in middle school, I made a friend, and I feel like she really only became my friend because her and her best friend at the time were fighting. And you know, I was really desperate for friends. I always really struggled to make friends growing up. So I was like really happy. I was like, oh my God, I have a friend. And I always felt like our relationship was iffy. Like, she wasn't necessarily rude to me like in the beginning, but it just felt like she was kind of like using me to like make her best friend at the time like jealous that like she had a new friend. So, you know, I always felt kind of awkward because I was like, is this like really a friendship? And then when I hit high school, she started like harassing me, and like even at my workplace, I don't want to go into so many details, like I doubt she's watching this video, but you know, it's just like she was going out of her way to like, I mean, she knew where I worked previously, like she had visited me before, but I just felt uncomfortable with like the amount of ways she was going out of her way to like make fun of me basically. So, you know, I remember I finally was like done, and I told her, I was like, I just can't, like I don't want to be friends with you anymore. I remember I like blocked her, and I remember she came to me like while I was at the bus stop like sobbing, like please, like she wanted to fix it, and I just like I had to put my foot down, even though I wanted to like be like, okay, fine, blah blah blah, but she had like hurt me so much that I was just like, and I didn't have any friends to like lay back on to be like, okay, like I'll talk with you and whatever. Like I didn't really have many people at all, so it was really hard for me to kind of like let her go, because I was like, well, no, I'm kind of just by myself. But I think it was definitely better for me in the long run. Like I don't talk to her at all anymore. I don't interact with her. I think maybe she's still my friend on like Snapchat, but I barely use that. So I really have like no way of seeing her. I literally never see her in real life, even though we went to the same high school. So it worked out for me. Obviously it's not the same for everybody. I mean, I don't know how different your situation is. It seems like they're kind of like bullying you if they're making your day worse. I wouldn't recommend being with people like that, because it seems like they don't don't really care about you. So if you're able to like be like, hey, like, I don't know, I mean, if you want to stay friends with them, maybe open up to them and be like, hey, you guys are kind of like hurting my feelings. I don't like when you treat me like this, or when you kind of like make fun of me or complain when I'm just trying to like be funny or play a joke. Maybe like you could say like, I don't like, maybe they don't understand the joke, like, I don't know. It seems like they're kind of just being rude, and you know, sometimes you just need to drop people. You don't need to do it all the time. I don't suggest like you do it constantly. I'm just saying, like, in a situation where somebody's like hurting you repeatedly and making you feel worse about yourself, then definitely I think it's time that you kind of like stick up for yourself, you know? Find a group of people that mean a lot to you. I mean, for me, it took me a while. I mean, I've had my cousin my whole life. She's like my best friend. Hopefully she's not watching this, because I'm never like cheesy like this. And my boyfriend, me and him started talking like, Jesus, almost like 4 years ago. And he's amazing. Like my cousin and my boyfriend, like, they're what keeps me going. They're like who I go to whenever I have something that like I need to let out. Like, they always listen to me, and they're like the only two people I need. I feel like kind of like middle school and high school, you see like all these big friend groups and you're like, oh, I need to have like a bunch of friends, and you really don't, especially because you said like you have social anxiety and you're an introvert. My boyfriend also has social anxiety, and he's definitely an introvert, and we're very content like just having very, very small friend groups, because I mean, for me, I think I'd consider myself like an ambivert. Maybe I wouldn't say extrovert, but I definitely like don't mind like talking to people. But I just feel like, I don't know, like I just don't mind, like I feel like having too many friends would be too much work for me, especially when I have like a busy life, I would say. So it's like the smaller my friend group is, the more like doable it is for me, so that I can focus enough on them as much as myself. So just focus on yourself. Basically, moral of the story, focus on yourself. All right, I hope I was able to help some of you guys. I don't know, but thank you all so much for watching. I'm gonna put out a new form. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'm gonna put it in the description. I'll think of something. But we got we got stepsister to level 9, so you know that's progress. But I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye.